Your mind is your most powerful asset. Without it, the body doesn't function. Without it, the brain cannot function. Without it, the intellect will not function. What am I talking about tonight? The power of imagination. You can be, do, and have whatever you desire to be, do, and have in this life. Don't you know that the power of imagination, it works for good and it works for bad? Why? Because it operates on the premise of one thing. It knows no boundaries. So, your mind, which consists of the will, the intellect, and the emotions, it can produce many wonderful things. You can be, do, and have in this world whatever you desire. I'm going to be taking some notes tonight verbally from the book entitled Think and Grow Rich, authored by the late Napoleon Hill, and it's chapter 6 that I'm reading from. And I quote, Imagination, the workshop of the mind. The imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. The impulse, the desire, is given shape, form, and action through the aid of the imaginative faculty of the mind. It has been said that man can create anything which he can imagine, close quote, and that is true. The Bible itself testifies to that fact in the book of Genesis. Take the time and look it up for yourself. Don't you know that imagination is a powerful tool and you can use it? Look at how modernized technology is flourishing. It came from the mind of men and women. See how things are rapidly changing. AI, artificial intelligence, mimicking what? Everything that humans can do. Remember the movie starring Will Smith? I, Robot. Why not the other movie? Bicentennial Man, starring the late Robin Williams. What did it focus on? AI, artificial intelligence. Whether you want to believe it or not, artificial intelligence is mimicked from human minds. In other words, the minds of AI have been programmed to act and think just like human beings. There's nothing that your mind cannot create. Most people are relying upon social media and so many other forms of things to do their thinking for them. Reading has become passé to most people. Reading is something that most people don't want to do anymore, unless they're reading things that they enjoy. Reading is not only fundamental, but reading is informative. Reading is powerful. Reading is growth. Reading will cause your vocabulary to work in ways that you could never imagine. Quote, of all the ages of civilization, this is the most favorable for the development of the imagination because it is an age of rapid change. On every hand, one may contact stimuli which develop the imagination. Through the aid of this imaginative faculty, man has discovered and harnessed more of nature's forces during the past 50 years than during the entire history of the human race. Prior to that time, he has conquered the air so completely that the birds are a poor match for him in flying. He has harnessed the ether and made it serve as a means of instantaneous communication with any part of the world. He has analyzed and weighed the sun at a distance of millions of miles and has determined through the aid of imagination the elements of which it consists. He has discovered that his own brain is both a broadcasting and a receiving station for the vibration of thought, and he is beginning now to learn how to make practical use of this discovery. He has increased the speed of locomotion until he may now travel at a speed of more than 300 miles an hour. The time will soon come when a man may breakfast in New York and lunch in San Francisco. Close quote. What Napoleon Hill said over maybe 50 or 70 years ago is true, prophetic, and accurate. All of these things have happened and will continue to happen because of the power of imagination. Don't waste your mind. It used to be a slogan from the UNCF, or the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. What are you doing with your mind? What are you doing with your mind power? Are you wasting it? Are you vicariously trying to live someone else's life through videos or what you perceive to be reality? A lot of individuals may not like inspirational, motivational teaching. It doesn't matter because I'm going to continue to do it anyway. Why? Because it's necessary. People are worried, they're troubled, they're giving up, they're throwing in the towel in the game of life. They don't think that they can survive. They don't see their way out. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have all the money in the world and still be an idiot. There are a lot of billionaires and millionaires who don't have good sense. But how did they accumulate their money? They use their minds. Quote, man's only limitation within reason lies in his development and use of his imagination. He has not yet reached the apex of development in the use of his imaginative faculty. He has merely discovered that he has an imagination and has commenced to use it in a very elementary way. Did you know that there are two forms of imagination? One is synthetic imagination. The other is creative imagination. In the next inspirational, motivational teaching, I will talk about the two forms of imagination under the heading, the power of imagination. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.